So far in the staircase renovation, we've transformed this old, outdated staircase by closing in the stair stringers, adding new newel posts, adding wainscoting on angles, creating shoe rail for stair spindles, painting the whole thing out with an HVLP paint sprayer, and installing the handrail. This spindle installation uses shoe rail on the bottom of the spindles and a handrail with a channel underneath. The spindles are spaced apart with fillet strips that fill the gap in the shoe rail. I started the installation on the easiest part first. In this section, I test fit the parts first to make sure the spacing was right, and then I took it all apart and reassembled it again with glue. I've installed the spindles here and glued them and put all the blocks in. On the top here, I ended up taking this fillet and screwing in from the top, similar to what was done before. This is the previous railing, and they had done this, connected everything. So this is all net one unit now. And because I have a channel in the bottom of the handrail, this piece now slides over top and just gets screwed in from underneath. You can see here I put a screw in to secure the railing to the newel post, and I have a fillet strip here, and I've just back cut a little bit here so it won't interfere with that screw. And all I'm going to do is glue this together, and I put that up in here and clamp it on, and we're good to go. I've now moved on to the angled portion of these stairs, and it's a bit more challenging to figure out how to lay out the spindles. What I've got to do is cut it the right length, because if it's too long, the spindle will be out of plumb. If it's too short, it will be out of plumb this way. So I need to figure out exactly the length of the spindle and get it plumb at the same time. So to do that, I've come up with a jig. This jig allows me to slide these pieces longer and shorter. And what I do is I insert it into the groove in the shoe rail and into the dado of the handrail and adjust it to the right length. I put a level here and make sure that it's level, and then lock it in with the nuts. This now gives me the perfect length that I need to cut the spindles to. So now that I have the right length, I need to figure out how to make these points equal so that when I cut the angle, this will be in the center. I've put some marks on my jig here so I can line them up with the shoulders of the turning. On this side here, if I try 3 inches, on this side I get 2 inches. So if I go for 2.5 here, that gets me at 2.5 here. So I know I'm now in the center. I just need to mark that with a pencil and cut these off. Here's a closer look at the spindle length jig I built. This is just 2 pieces of MDF that are put together with bolts. And if I loosen the bolts on the top, it allows this to slide shorter and longer, and then I can tighten it again at the right length. On the short end of the miter on the top here, I've got increments written, and on this length, I've done the same thing here. The fastest and most accurate way to cut multiple pieces is to put in a stop block. This is secured here at the length that allows me to bring in a piece, line it up, hold it, and cut it. And this gives me a consistent cut, an accurate cut, and I know everything is exactly the same. I've cut all the fillet strips and I've dry fit these pieces here. What this allows me to do is understand how wide these spindles are, so I can figure out the gap on this end, which you can see is large, and the gap on this end, which is much smaller. So I mathematically just add up the distance here, divided by 2, and allows me to center them. So the next step is to cut the fillet strip on the start at the bottom here and at the top, and that will set the first piece. I can then attach all these pieces in here, and the last piece is just to cut the fillet strip at the top and then fill it in. I'll show you in some fast motion how that all comes together. The assembly of the stair spindles was easy once the parts were cut. They fit snugly in most spots. In a few areas where the spindles were not as snug, I drove in some finishing nails to give them some extra holding power. I avoided putting nails through the fillet strips because I had a high quality sprayed finish and I didn't want to mar them up. Once it was all put together, it was just a matter of letting the glue set and we were good to go. I followed the same process for the rest of the staircase. As you can see, it came together well. Quality is important to me, and I strongly believe what my father taught me about woodworking. If you're going to do something, do it right the first time. I'm going to leave you with some links to other videos in this home improvement series. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Until next time, enjoy your time in the workshop.